Okay, let's do a quick overview of programming. So a program consists of an input. We do some type of processing, and then we will have an output. So here's an example right here. We have a variable, which we're going to talk about a little bit more later. And we're using the radius, and we're asking the user a question. We want them to enter in the radius of a circle. The process, this calculation that we're performing, is to determine what is the area of that circle. And then finally, we output to the user the answer in the area of a circle. That's typically how we identify how a program works. Is usually we're entering in information, we're doing something with that information, and then we're outputting that information to the user. A recipe, if we're going to make something, so in this case, we're making the best hummus. We have a bunch of ingredients, and then we have some instructions that we need to follow. And so a program is very similar to that. We have specific ingredients to make this recipe, and then we have instructions on what to do with those ingredients. So variables are very similar to what those ingredients are, right? That's information that we're getting in. And then we use those instructions then to do something with the information that the program has received. We use a term called algorithm. An algorithm is a set of instructions that solves a problem. So there can be many different ways we can write an algorithm, but we want to use those instructions to be able to solve some type of problem. We're specifically in this class going to use something called the Python interpreter. So the Python interpreter is a tool that allows us to execute the code. So we'll be able to put in our ingredients into this Python interpreter, and then it will follow our instructions and output some information to the user. We're going to be using something called an integrated development environment. This is the IDE. We'll use something called Visual Studio Code or Visual Code, and it's going to allow us to be able to enter in our program and run that program. You can use a lot of different types of IDEs. This will just be the one that we use. It's a very common one that many people use to write programs.